Well, friends, after a month back, we have come to this class today because I didn't get much time to continue classes for more than 30 days. This class has well been prepared after 30 days. And today we are to discuss, and this class is basically on research methodology. And we discuss about the specifications of hypothesis in class numbers 16. And this is, though I have forgotten, the number is being written as 9. This class should be, the number should be number 17. This is class number 17 concerning to the area of research. And this is slide number 1. On today's class, the title of the class is Characteristics of Hypothesis. Friends, you came to know so much well about the basic concept of hypothesis and the spatial importance or significance of hypothesis in the field of research. At the same time, how we are to formulate hypothesis, I discussed so much well in the last class. Well, let us start today. And today we are to discuss about the characteristics of hypothesis. It means the spatial properties or the spatialities of different hypotheses which are being formulated for solving various research problems in the field of sociology or in the field of arts and humanities as well as in the field of science. Particularly, we are to formulate hypotheses, friends, whenever we are to continue research in the field of science as well as social sciences. But whenever we are to continue research in the field of literature, in the field of history, in the field of cultural studies, there does not, you see, there do not arise the necessity of hypothesis, because when we follow the qualitative research methodology, the concern and question of formulation of hypothesis does not arise. But whenever the researcher, as a researcher, or whenever in the field of research, you see, the quantitative research methodology is being followed by the researcher, the issue of hypothesis becomes much more important for the researcher or for every researcher. Let us now discuss, first of all, we are to understand the basic meaning of the term characteristic. And when we see the term characteristic, it basically very simply means a quality, typical, means spatial of a person or a thing or a situation or a event or a phenomena. Friends, in the field of research, we try to know about the realities of various phenomena of this mysterious universe which have up till now not been studied by the researchers in different fields of study. And that's why in the field of research, when we use the term characteristic, it means, though in general it means about a quality typical of a person or thing, but when we explain the meaning of the term characteristic from research standpoint, it means about the spatiality of the studied area, of the studied phenomena, of the studied event, of the studied problem. Characteristics of hypothesis. Now let us come to the second part, because the term has link with the term hypothesis, and that's why when we say as the characteristics of hypothesis, it means about, or it mean about, because it has become plural, it mean about the quality or the spatiality, typical means spatial of a hypothesis, means the spatiality or the spatial paradigm or parameter of a hypothesis is being specifically mentioned with the help of the use of the term characteristic. And by the term, means by using the term characteristics, we mean about the spatial qualities or the spatialities or the typical properties of the hypotheses which are being formulated for the solution of a research problem. Let us go back to the second slide. Let us see, friends, to serve the purposes intended by the researcher means before the research, when you start to do research, there is a specific goal of your research or there is a specific purpose, and that's why here it is mentioned as to serve the purposes intended by the researcher. Hypothesis should have the characteristics such as number one, the base of hypothesis is the existing available data. Friends, in our earlier class, we had the thorough discussion relating to the concept of data, and data, this is the term which has special significance in the field of research. Data basically, as you came to know, mean about the specific information, means the specific speciality of something. Data is a piece of information relating to something, and once we use the term in the field of research, data mean the information relating to the spatial sequence, relating to the spatial phenomenon, or relating to the spatial event. And in the field of hypothesis, you see the base or the foundation of hypothesis is the existing available data. And today this term has special significance because whole human global social order has been existing depending on the available storehouse of data. We simply know data, need data. We need not, we do not need anything else. Simply by getting the data, we can establish superiority, or domination over various parameters of human society. Hypothesis represents the observed facts, means the facts or the realities which are being studied or which are being well calculated, well studied, or well represented before the researcher. Let us go back to the second slide. Third slide, it should be, means the hypothesis should be in agreement with the facts observed by the researcher. Means there should not be any differences. If disagreement results, then the hypothesis will not help you to solve your problem. There should not be any difference or differences between the contents of the hypothesis and the observed facts. Means the facts which as a researcher you will observe, the research hypothesis should be formulated accordingly. If you observe something, and if you formulate your hypothesis forgetting about the observed situations or the information which you have collected by observing a particular phenomena, your hypothesis will not help you to solve your problem or serve your research interest. There should not be any conflict or contradiction of hypothesis with any established law of nature. Friends, law of nature, many things have already been established by the researchers of the past. We have many laws, we have many theories, and there should not be any conflict with the existing law of nature, because law of nature is already being universally established, the generalized truth, and that's why against the established law of nature, hypothesis should not go. Let us go back to the fourth slide. It has already been mentioned that hypothesis partially represents the theory and law as well. How we formulate hypothesis in the field of research is a specific, specific matter of consideration. Friends, for formulating hypothesis and for the selection of the research objectives, the researcher is to study the previous research literature. And research literature basically, as we discussed earlier, help us in two ways. First, it helps to know the available stock of knowledge, means what have already been done by the other researchers, and it helps us to know about the left part to be done, means the undone part knowledge relating to the undone part is also being well presented before the researcher, and that is very much important as a new researcher. researcher, because you are to pay attention towards the undone part of research, and you are to solve the problem so that you can establish realities concerning to all phenomena which have up till now not been studied by any researchers of the global social order, of all those people which are working in the field of, who are involved in the field of research. Verified form of hypothesis itself is theory. Friends, what is theory? Verified form of hypothesis itself is theory. Theory is the pre-purified, or it is the verified level of human knowledge. It is the verified form of hypothesis itself. Theory is being established whenever the research knowledge is being generally established or generalized internationally, or generalized considering by the acceptance of mass people, parallel to the specified after verification. Wholly accepted hypothesis in the arena of knowledge is nothing but law. So friends, whenever you are to define law, then you will get the information which have already been placed here, documented here in this slide. Let us go back to the next slide. Therefore, there should not be any conflict between hypothesis and theory, and hypothesis and law as well. The contents of hypothesis should be worded thoughtfully, and the language of hypothesis should be clear, simple, and non-biased, so that you can help to understand other people, what they like to, what you like, to help to understand by them. And that's why the language of the hypothesis should be very simple, language should be clear, and language should be non-biased. Let us see the next slide. Hypothesis should possess the quality of empirical verification. And once we use the term empirical verification, which has special significance in the field of research, the term empirical means based on observation or experience rather than theory or logic. Thus, hypothesis should permit the application of the process of deductive reasoning, about which we discussed so much well in our earlier class. Let us go back to the next slide. The design of the hypothesis, how we are to design it, should be easily testable, because without testing the hypothesis, we never can go to the concluding level of research. And after testing, hypothesis should give the intended result according to the relevant objectives which you have formulated or selected for the solution of your research problem. And then let us go back to the next slide. Does the hypothesis says should help the researcher to develop an insight, means inner view, thorough understanding, total understanding into the whole problem. And hypothesis says should help the researcher to have a clear picture of the problem, probable findings, possible findings of the problem undertaken for investigation. And once the researcher, or as a researcher, you become successful in this level, it means that you become successful in solving the research problem, and you will be able to write the last result part of your thesis. And this is why in the field of research, formulation of hypothesis, testing of hypothesis, understanding about the specialities of hypothesis, all are very much important. So friends, thank you so much for today. And in the coming class, we are to discuss something about the other part concerning to the hypothesis and its significance in the field of research. Thank you so much.